subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get all the latest updates. Hi everyone, my name is Anita and I welcome you at INKPOTHUB Media once again. Today I'm going to be speaking on something very interesting which is called as the portfolio life, and I have one person who justifies this portfolio life principle which as scholars we can adopt. Please join me, Dr. Tripti Singh.
Thank you.
Dr. Tripti Singh, I'm very happy to have you on INKPOTHUB Media. You are right now at CLO at Centum Learning Private Limited, and you have close to 22 years of experience in academia and industry. You have been a full-time faculty at IIM Kozhikode, IIM Bangalore, Goa Institute of Management, and have taught HR, leadership, OD concepts. And I'm very happy to see that you have done your FPM from XLRI in 2004 and then took a path which I recently wrote an article around the portfolio life. You have built around your life around researcher, academia, corporate. How do you feel? Like, I really need to know about your journey, and you have got 22 years of experience. I also want to know what motivated you to pursue your FPM and other aspects around it. Please tell me what motivated you. First, tell me about it. What motivated you to pursue your FPM?
So great. Thank you, Dr. Anita, for inviting me to talk about myself. It always feels good to talk about oneself, isn't it? So
True.
here, I go back way back in almost 94, 95 when I did 94 to 96, I did my master's in human resource management. And then I got into doing corporate first job in in a hotel industry, service industry. Did HR operations for very long, and then my parents wanted me back home, so I went to Lucknow, and there I started working with a HR consultant. I mean, I told him, whether you're paying me or not, I'm working with you. So that's how I kind of pushed myself with him, and he happened to be a gold medalist from IIM Bangalore, and I learned a lot from him for 2 years. Then during that process of consulting industries, training people in different, especially small and medium-sized industries and family-owned businesses, I felt that I need to enhance my knowledge and go deeper into the subject. And that's where I applied for FPM, and I applied only to XLRI because I knew that XLRI is the best place for this area if I want to do research. And fortunately, I was selected from amongst about 400 applicants to 28 for first round, then 22 for the second round of interviews, with 10 faculty happened to by chance they had some a tea break, and there were other panels. They all joined in, and there were 10 faculty who were interviewing me. So somehow they liked me. Somehow they liked me, and I was selected for the FPM program. And that time, in the entire batch, I was the only one. So across different streams, I was the only one for that batch as a FPM student at Excel.
Okay.
That was a tough journey for me because if you don't have people who are working with you or struggling in the same journey, you don't have anybody to discuss. I mean, that way it was challenging, but on the other side of it, when I look at it, it was very positive also because I got to discuss with the faculty.
True, true. So then you make friends with your faculty members.
Yes, so the faculty, I mean, XLRI culture is very open. So literally, we will be spending time at their home office or an office all the time and learning a lot from them. So that's how the journey began. Uh, and that's where my inspiration was to go deeper into the subject. And I always felt that, and that is where I have driven my career also with the mind clear mindset that I need to see or go deeper into the subject from all sides of the table.
Okay.
And that is where I moved from operations to research, and then into teaching, and then into corporates,
Huh.
and then again into entrepreneurship.
Uh-huh.
And
So I'll
finally,
come to
I don't know.
entrepreneurial experience a little later, but I really want to know exactly after, I think, 2004, when you completed your PhD, you got your degree, and then you moved again to academia, and
Yeah, yeah.
you taught at IIM Bangalore full time, then Kozhikode, then Goa Institute of Management. Tell me how this transition happened from different institutes and then back to corporate. So what compelled you go into academia after your FPM? Because I think after FPM, everybody has this bug to teach in the organizations of this repute, and then going back to corporate. This is a very different shift which you had taken. So why it happened?
So it happened during Accelerate interview. I was asked what you will do. How do you see yourself after 5 years,
Uh-huh.
or what do you want to do after FPM? So that very time I had told them, look, for 5 years would definitely go and teach more, because be in academic institute more, because I believe that by teaching you learn more than the students. So that was my answer. And then I said that, look, after that, I will again come back to corporates. And it is only after that I'll decide what I finally want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a plan, because I truly believe that I need to see the application and learning from all sides of the table, and that's where I had
Mm-hmm.
answered this. And that's so after FPM, there was clear choice to go into academics. I joined Goa Institute of Management, and I joined Goa Institute of Management before I got the formal doctoral
Okay.
awarded to me.
Okay.
So IIMs would not accept without your formal awarding, or you should be in the same year to be awarded.
Mm-hmm.
So March, the convocation happened in XLI. June, I submitted my thesis. I had to wait for at least almost a year to
Huh.
apply for IIM.
Huh.
So that is where I joined Goa Institute of Management. And then after a year, when I was convocated from XLRI, I decided to apply for all the IIMs also.
Okay.
And it was a very interesting for me, because IIM Kozhikode was the first one to get me in. I mean, invite me to join them. And I was trying to buy time, because I'd applied for various other places, but
Mm.
other places took some time for the processing of the application. Finally, after taking 3 months, and December 2005, I believe, I joined IIM Kozhikode.
Okay.
And January, I got a call from IIM Bangalore. So January 2006, I got a call from IIM Bangalore to join them. So
Okay.
that is, it was a tough decision. I was thinking, no, I should not leave. I'd already taken some teaching load and things like that. But then I talked to people, and everyone said that, no, I mean, you can join IIM Kozhikode later also. But if you're
Mhm.
getting from IIM Bangalore, you should go there. So anyway,
Aspiration.
I bought, yeah, I bought some time from IIM Bangalore also. I completed my workload, and in May, when the students had gone for their summers and everything, that is when I joined IIM Bangalore and continued there. Now, well, transitioning from academics to industry was also a very interesting this thing. I definitely wanted to join industry some point of the time after the academics, but at that point of time, I was not the when it happened. I was not actually planning for it.
Mhm.
It's just that we were sitting in the faculty lounge, and one of the senior professor um, kind of was discussing about this advertisement from Tata's and at Tata Services, and they were looking for I mean, 3 levels of recruitment, and big plan they had
Mm.
advertised for.
Mm.
And he was saying, I'm applying. And so that kind of created curiosity what it is. And I felt that Tata is the right place to, and at the center, right place to go, because that way I will be in connect with more than 109 companies, and then definitely another 60, 70 subsidiaries and of Tata companies. So that, kind of raised my curiosity. I went and checked for the advertisement, and I liked it. I applied, and I was selected.
Awesome.
so,
Okay. Okay,
so
so
that
this is
and
actually a hint to many other people that keep exploring all these advertisements, that we do not know at what point in time we can switch our jobs. And you should be thankful to that professor who shared.
yeah, yeah.
So, did you tell the professor that because of you I applied and finally I made it through and moving from IIM Bangalore?
Yes, yes. Definitely, I did tell him. He also had applied, but unfortunately, uh, that the level at which they were recruiting senior professors, I was a junior one at IIM Bangalore. So the
Mhm.
level at which they were recruiting senior professors, they didn't open that. Finally, take took people on that level.
Okay.
So that way, that position didn't happen. But for us, we were taken at the topmost level. So
Mhm.
so that way, even at TMTC, it was very or Tata Services, it was very good, because I was taken at a level where I was reporting to director, and I was the
Mm.
head of the vertical. So a
Okay.
lot needed to be done, and then a lot needed to be learned. So it was
Mhm.
a great journey for 7 years with Tata's,
So
working with
then
them
you
and
moved to
learning.
Aditya Birla, and then you have actually taught at various institutes as a visiting faculty.
Yeah, so at TMTC, again, it was a combination. Tata Services, it's a combination of hats that one would wear, which would
Mhm.
include research, then consulting, training,
Mhm.
designing, and also managing some of the operational HR for the
Mhm.
organization. So there was multiple hats you were wearing,
Yeah.
and even so that is. Definitely, I moved from there to Aditya Birla to further enhance my knowledge with different group, and then I went for entrepreneurship after that.
Uh-huh. Okay, so
Yeah,
two career choices which you made later. Entrepreneurial journey, you started your own companies, and you are
yeah,
sitting in the board of many other organizations, profit and non-profit both.
yeah,
Okay, and
yeah,
then the second part is your coaching experience. I'm also interested in knowing that
yes.
how this happened.
So while at TMTC, we would be training and coaching executives. All around Tata Group of companies, and that is where we decided kind of as a team we drove the requirement for us getting certified as a coach. And once we got certified, and also before that we were working with the partners Accentures, and Robert from US Accenture, he would come as a main coach. We also trained about maybe more than 200 people to be managers to become coaches. So
Okay.
not just we were coaching participants across TCS, Tata Communication, and other all the Tata group of companies almost. But we were also coaching managers to become a coach, or use coaching methodology to coaching on the fly, we used to call. So while you are
Okay.
working, and how you are managing your subordinates and people who are in your team. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where
Okay.
that journey started, and that's where it is continuing.
Okay, nice. Well, it is all altogether a different experience. I'm sure you are having now. Moving towards the research part, because you have had that research mindset and you have done your FPM fellowship. How is that fellowship experience helping you today to work with people, to how do you use that learning in your current role?
Okay, so that's very interesting. I mean, there are positives and there are sometimes you have to push your way through, because definitely industry is not that pro towards going deeper into finding out the real reasons or cause for any things. I mean, they are really in hurry, so they will not allow you that much of time to go into research. However, this research mindset is very important for anybody in any organization, because unless until you know the root cause of the problem, you will be solving the problem on the surface. You would not really tackling the problem, I mean, removing the problem. The problem may emerge if you're not knowing the root cause of the problem. So that's what helps many a times in giving solution or asking questions, especially with the senior, even your bosses or your peers and team members. Okay, so what do you think? Why do you want to? Why this problem is occurring? So the moment that the whole thing, when we are talking about coaching, similarly in research mindsets, you start not by taking things on the surface level. You start by finding, okay, what are the root cause? What could be the real reason? What are the factors that are impacting? What are antecedents to it? What happened before it? So the whole journey of inquiry that you, or the mindset of inquiry that you set in, that helps a lot in taking the right decision. So that is, so I would say that even as a manager, you need to have that research mindset, and that unfortunately we get to develop that as we do research and FPM and courses like that.
And what about entrepreneurial mindset? What
Okay,
about
so
entrepreneurial mindset? Because you are
yes.
into corporate, and now you have your own entrepreneurial ventures. Tell me more about how this blending of these research mindset and entrepreneurial mindset and skill sets are helping you design your career path.
So it is, I mean, seriously, I feel that I'm blessed to have gone through the research and the education sector and then into corporate. Now I see that there is a particular gap that we need to fill. Definitely, this gap is difference in academia and industry. Industry thinks that academia is writing papers for publishing in journals which only FPMs and scholars read, and there is no use of that, and there's waste of time. Whereas academia feels that industry is only working on peripheral things. They're not going deeper into the problems. They are, I mean, even in want of time or in rush to earn revenue, they are even not drawing out the real essence of the theory. But if you talk about theory, and I mean, whether theory came first or the practice came first, it would be very difficult to identify. Theories are developed from practices and practices are developed from theories. It's a chicken and egg kind of a situation. So there is a huge gap between industry and academy is about this trust and really drawing out from each other.
Okay.
Definitely, I see that there are scholars who are writing only to prove their hypothesis, which may be very far-fetched from the industry application.
True.
And there are, I mean, definitely practitioners who are just working on the surface level. So how do you bridge that gap? That was a main reason where I went into entrepreneurship journey, is around consulting and training industry to get into deeper to identify things, and also finding the solutions, helping them to find the solution, and really root cause analysis and doing consulting with them. And that's
You know
the
what?
process that I started from the consulting phase.
Dr. Tripti, I just wanted to hear this out, that entrepreneurship is that bridge which gives you scope to use your learnings from research and entering, giving solutions to the corporate world and solving the real problems. So I buy your argument what you are saying, And this is really practical, because this the thing which I am doing right now is exactly what you just mentioned. And I always find this reason to justify my batchmates, senior, junior, just to explain that why I am doing entrepreneurship. Why did I leave my job and started doing this? Why did I leave my research experience and started all these things? I give this argument, and thank you for supporting that statement of mine as well.
That's great. I'm happy to know that we have more of our kinds are available. I mean, in this world. I mean, I'm sure there would be others also who will be really, believing in this. And there is a great need for this mindset and this orientation to develop,
True.
because definitely I do want to do research, but research which could be implemented well in organization, and organizations can benefit, or not just organization, even any individual in the society can benefit, I would say. It's is in the
Right.
broader sense. So
Right.
it has to have an application oriented.
Right.
So
So this
that's
brings
very
my
important.
next question. This brings my next questions to it. Question to you, that you are a practicing entrepreneur. You are practicing your research in your workplace, and I would like you to suggest three, four interesting topics for 2022-23 batch, when they are looking for research topics and domains where the need is there to do research and fulfill that gap. From your experience, if you can suggest two, three top, maybe four topics at least.
There are umpteen number of topics.
Huh.
I would say there are umpteen number of topics. If you're talking about, say, careers are transitioning like anything. It's been researched and predicted that 60% of the careers which existed in the past would just go away, and there would be all new kinds of careers which will come. So, role of the individual, the role of the mentors or the parents of the children, and how, uh, what leads to shaping of careers. What are the challenges in the new age for careers? Because if you look at from the students' point of view, the younger students, they are confused because they have, unlike our generation, we had to select from few options. They have plenty of options, and they are not able to decide where to go about. So that's a big challenge for the youngsters. At the same time, people are totally confused. What is their real passion? In the want of going for money, people get into a specific career, and there are huge number of people who are getting in back to their passion, area of passion. And there are researchers which are coming, which are telling you, clearly, is that now it is a need for, definitely we all know the continuous learning is required and other things are required, but there is also a need for having parallel careers. What do we mean by parallel careers? It is not that you are just working and specialist in one area and you're getting into deeper, but
Mhm.
you need to have at least two passionate area where you are building your career and planning as to leaning on one or the other whenever you wish to. So that is very important. So career transition and education policy is adding to that, especially
True.
in India, how that is impacting careers and the mindsets and the thing, the children and the options, the world coming together, the options for learning.
Mhm.
You need not go to US to get an education from US universities. Now you can do it at your sitting in your room. So there are online careers. Teaching and learning and methodology and everything is changing like anything.
Mhm.
So the career is one broad space which is becoming very important to research on. In addition to that, this has also led to a surge of entrepreneurs, especially with the COVID and other this thing, and people, um, I mean, being, driven for entrepreneurship.
Mhm.
Now, what will lead to success of entrepreneurs? What are the support factors? What kind of environment is needed? What are the challenges of entrepreneurs? How to plan for entrepreneurship? Where you want to go as an entrepreneur? Which area you would want to go? How do you identify the gap that you would want to fill through entrepreneurship? which would meet your personal as well as society need, and which will give you enough revenue to live happily. So that is another area of research that needs to be built on and worked about. Then again, in terms of with all the unforeseen things happening like COVID and other things, psychological health, the challenges are increasing. People are not ready to change and adapt, and it is impacting lot, bringing a lot of stress and impact on psychological health of individuals. That itself is a big area to research on, how to maintain that, how to know yourself and be able to um, not get into that loop of negative thinking and be able to drive oneself to change and adapt new things quickly, and also build resources for that. So that I mean, all that takes a lot of stress, and also I mean, people do feel challenges related to family issues, meeting family needs and other things. So that is also very important area. And
Absolutely.
I mean, so these, I mean, there are umpteen number of topics I can keep on rattling, but these are some of the important ones I would say that one should
Thank
look
you,
at. Yeah.
Dr. Tripti. I think there are so many topics, but coming from your experience in terms of the corporate world and how HR is transitioning and shifting and hiring, training,
Yeah. Even
work from
technology and
home.
AI is again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, okay, coming from your experience
Yeah.
again, this particular question is very important now because we talk about productivity, and because of this work from home scenario, and we are not meeting people. Productivity has hampered drastically. Even in research domain, people are saying that we are not able to focus. We are not productive the way we were earlier. Suggest three books which one should read before starting a PhD journey. Can you share your experience on that? Like books which you have read in the past or you are willing to read in 2022?
Okay. So one of the things before or during the PhD journey, I'm sure that one should definitely read. There is a book called PhD Mindset, which is decoupling passion from research. This is written by Hamid et uh, Kazrungi, or kind of a. So here, I mean, the whole book is talking not just about the journey of a researcher, but also how to design a research and how to go about conducting research. So it's a very good book to read before one gets into. So especially how do you decouple your passion from research? That's the main focus of the book, and that's where it is very interesting to read. Then, in addition to that, I would say it is important to see with the change of technology coming in a big way, and constant change, unforeseen things. It is very important to understand the book. If you, I'm sure many of you would have probably seen the movie also, the Black Swan. So the which is talking about how do you I mean, how it is very natural for things to go up and down, and how you can leverage through the unforeseen.
Uh-huh.
So that's a very good book that it's a philosophy oriented, but it's a heavy book, but it is really insightful if one has to read it. Then I am also fan of Daniel Kahneman, Thinking Fast and Slow.
Yeah,
Have you heard of this book?
I have read
And
this book.
this is amazing. I mean, I really enjoy because it
Uh,
gives in. I mean, so much of practical examples through life and the psychology and how things get shaped, and about the fast brain and the slow brain, and how do we develop that entire cycle of that. That is very, very, very good book. And having said that, we all know that emotional intelligence has become important.
mm,
At the same time, social intelligence, which we are losing because of the technology focus we are looking at always on the screen all the time. Social Intelligence by Daniel Goleman is something that I would recommend people to read. because even as a researcher, though we think that it is an individual work, application will come when we understand and have the social intelligence to what do, or emotional intelligence, what do people feel? Why? How do we navigate through? Suppose if we have to collect data, can we just send it online and that would help us in collecting data? How do we do interviews in a very empathetic and sensitive manner? And there are many things. Social intelligence is something that is, I should say, everyone, whether a manager or a
Researcher
researcher,
or an
everyone should
entrepreneur.
keep this,
True.
or entrepreneur or
Mm,
anybody.
mm,
Then I also like this book on which is called Blink: Power of Thinking Without Thinking,
mm,
which is about making choices. So
mm,
how do you make choices? And especially when you are not thinking, you just in a blink of an eye you make some choice. So it
mm,
is actually a journey within and understanding oneself, where instinctively you make choice and then you justify. Even in the interviews, we say that the decisions are made in the first 3 seconds. So it's a decision made within a blink of an eye by seeing the person, but then you ask question and revalidate what you have already decided. So this is also, even in terms of research, it becomes very important when you are making choices related to your thesis, advisory committee, or you are talking about your topic of research or
mm,
anything.
mhm,
So something that, actually, I relate this as more of something that is from within. It is a passion that comes out if you
mhm.
know how to make decisions within a blink of lights. I think, these are some of the books that I would recommend everyone to read.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And I believe that you are truly living the portfolio life, portfolio career. And you know what? We are taught, or we are fed in such a way that after FPM, there is only one career path, that you have to have an academic life and you have to teach and do research. But I am also exploring this journey of beyond academia, and how can we contribute for ourselves first and then for society, which is making our lives more meaningful and satiating. So I believe that your journey, your life, is going to inspire many people who are, sometimes stuck in a situation that we are done with academia now, or we want to do something more along with academia. So you are truly that example, and I will, update my article on the portfolio life, which I had written like 15-20 days ago, and I'll update that article and share with the people that here is an example, a living example, who left her PhD, not PhD, but teaching from IIM Bangalore, joined corporates, then entered in coaching, then started her venture, then enjoying life the way she wanted. So creating portfolio is very important to keep our life meaningful. And you are truly that example. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Certainly it is important for one to be clear as to, see, there are, it's not that it's been a sail through you. There are ups and downs in every choices that you make. You, whenever you are making choices, be ready for that. That's
True.
what is a conscious choice that you have to make. Yeah.
It's a conscious choice. We are the outcomes of our choices.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, and you have a great day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Nice talking to you.
Likewise. It's great to see you all here. Thank you for watching our work. If you have not subscribed to INKPOTHUB Media, then please hit the bell icon and subscribe to our channel and support research celebrations in India.